Okay, everyone. So it's been just about 3 months now since I started the whole thing about eating less and wanting to lose weight. So I thought maybe I'd give you guys an update video on how that's going, and to let you know again what I've been doing, and to finally I can show you pictures of when I was at my worst. I told you about that in the last video I made about this. So I thought maybe now that actually know how to do it, and it's very simple how to do, I'll show you some pictures of that. So to start off, what I've been doing is, for those of you who might not be aware of this, is I started eating less and drinking a lot more water. In terms of eating less, just to keep it simple, I'm having just one big meal a day now instead of two. No more snacks at work, and drinking a lot more water instead of soda. So I mean, those three things alone have been doing a fantastic job for me. Okay. In my last video, which was in January, I had said that I had weighed 250 pounds. Well, I stepped on the scale maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and it's down to 243. So that's a 7 pound difference in 3 months, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, I think they say things along the lines of like, what is it? The initial weight loss is faster than the rest. Let me say again. The initial weight loss is faster than as you go on more and more, and that's the part where you got to work on it more, like be more active and things like that. So that's the stuff that I'm currently working on at the moment. So basically, just stepping on the scale and seeing that that amount of weight loss was fantastic. And it's not just the scale where things are different, Like last time I had mentioned about my pants and things like that. Like right now with my jeans, I'm doing the cheap man's trick, if you want to call it that, where I'm just tightening the belt just so that way they stay on securely and things like that. And my shorts, maybe they're a different size. I haven't checked. I guess I'm too lazy to do that. Basically, I put those shorts on just today because I went outside and it was a nice day. They fit beautifully. They didn't feel tight at all. Even when I sat in the car, they felt fantastic. So things are really coming along well with this whole thing, I have to say. Uh, so so basically, what motivated me to do this, some of you may remember, was I saw how I looked in recent videos, saw how my clothes felt on me and things like that. So that kind of motivated me to do it. And the pictures I'm going to show you in a bit were really the ones that are a good motivation of being like, you don't want to go back to that, okay? Because it's not good. You know what I'm saying? You just look absolutely horrible from those times. Now, like occasionally, even like no, let me rephrase that. Sorry. Even the biggest challenge that I thought would be for me was to not have candy as much. Candy could be Skittles, Sour Patch. It could be Sour Patch watermelon, strawberries, things like that. Uh, Sour Bright Crawlers or Trolley Bright Crawlers, whatever they're called now these days. Things like that. I thought it'd be pretty tough to stay away from those things, but really it's become much easier to stay away from candy, much easier than it's been before in the past. Like, whether I go to, it could be any store. It can be, it can be Stop and Shop, Aldi, CVS, pass by candy. I'm just like, yeah, I don't need it. Now, occasionally I may get, like a real good mood for it. And, if you have one like maybe once or twice a month, that's probably going to be fine because I think earlier this month, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago, I was kind of really in the mood for one, and I think I had the Sour Patch strawberries, and that was it. I was fine. Didn't have anything else after that. Drank water with it, of course, not soda. So I'm keeping track of things like that. It's really fantastic, and there's been many times where I'll think about eating something, and I'll just be like, let me try this instead, and I'll have that with water. Next thing I know, my stomach's content. You know what I'm saying? Like I realized I didn't need to have all that food. It's really fantastic as to how that's all working out for me, and it feels phenomenal. Let me tell you. So just to give you a little recap here. I had mentioned in the last weight video that my worst weight was 295 pounds in 2010, and that was merely because of college food. Simple as that. I was eating so much food in college. Just not being very active, and put those two things together, and that's what happens. So what I'll do here for you guys is let me go ahead and show you. I'll show you three pictures of myself with some family members in 2010 when we were on a cruise, and just like the way I look is absolutely insane. Some of you may think, some of you may see, oh wow, you really do look different. Some of you may not see too many differences, but I myself know there's been a lot of differences since then. Okay, and here they are right here. Okay, so this is a common picture that I reference a lot with 2010. Needless to say, I'm in the yellow shirt here, okay, and I'm standing next to my older brother. I think you can immediately see that there's quite a difference, especially in my face size between then and now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can see my face was so much more round, and if you look very carefully at my yellow shirt, it's kind of on loosely. But if you look very carefully around the stomach area, you can easily see that if that shirt was tightly around my stomach, there'd be this big like gut there. You know what I'm saying? You can easily see how just how much bigger I was and how much just how much more I weighed. Like that was definitely my worst time for sure. You can definitely see a lot of differences between that picture and now. And here's another one right here. Okay, and here's all of us with sunglasses on, and once again, I'm the guy in the yellow shirt. This could have been the same day, probably earlier in the day or whatever. And again, just I mean, look at my face in that picture. You see what I'm saying? Just how much more round it is, and even you can't really see it on camera, but like my wrists are like a lot larger now, or were a lot larger then compared to now. And that was one of the biggest changes for sure. And I mean, again, the face just shows it all. And one more final picture right here. And yeah, here's the last one. Just again, I mean, like I'm looking at that and I'm just like these. I'm like, wow, these are the pictures that made me realize I got to stop doing what I'm doing, or else I'm going to keep looking like this, or even worse down the road. So you can definitely see. I really think you can safely say I was a lot bigger then than I am now, and that was really one of the things. And just when I look at those pictures between then and now, I feel like very proud of myself of what I've accomplished. And there you go. So now you finally got to see how I looked at my worst weight. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I think about all the food I ate when I was in college, I'm thinking like, wow, it's amazing I'm still around today, but I'm glad I don't do that anymore, which is definitely a good thing for me. Now, of course, one other difference you can see in 2010, of course, was my hair. But, I mean, hey, that's simply genetics, and there's nothing you can do about that. So what do? I live with it. What else can you do? Be sad all the time? Nope, that's not me. Not going to happen. So you know what I'm saying? You just make the best of it, and I do. So it's really fantastic. And even with those differences in 2010, like I said, I'm sorry I keep using this term, between then and now, I mean, just look, I look so much better now than I did then. So this has also gotten a little bit smaller too, like the double chin I told you about. This is probably going to take the longest out of all the stuff to go away. I know back in when my weight went down in previous years, this was the part that took the longest to go away. But I mean, between 2010 and this year, definitely a big difference, you know what I'm saying? And, like one of the things that also kind of keeps me looking good in my 30s is excuse me, is for one thing, I don't drink, okay, I don't smoke, and the most important thing of all, the third one is I don't do drugs, okay. Those will make you age like there's no tomorrow, all right. If you don't believe me, if you don't believe me on that, look up the actor Shaun Weiss, okay, the guy who played Goldberg in the Mighty Ducks from the 90s. You just see pictures of him now compared to, I think, 2011, and it's sad to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Just what's happened to him between then and now is absolutely terrible. You know what I'm saying? So, little PSA here in this video. If you're thinking of doing drugs, don't do it, okay? Not going to be good for you. And it really is fantastic, just when you see and feel that kind of progress that you make doing this weight loss stuff, it gives you a feeling of pride, I guess you could say, and just the satisfaction of knowing that your work is showing results, and it's showing positive results, and that's the kind of thing that keeps you going at it. So, like, between those past pictures and these positive results that I'm getting from doing all this, that's what keeps me going. And I gotta tell you, it's been easier than ever, okay? Even when I started initially doing this back in late 2014, I'm finding it much easier to keep this going now than I did then. So that's just one of the things that really, really keeps me at it. And in all seriousness, once the summer comes around, if I keep this up, the next time fall comes around and it gets cold again, which I don't even want to think about because I'm done with this cold weather as it is right now, okay? Once that happens again, and I got to put my jeans on again, I'm probably going to have to go out there and buy new jeans because I don't think tightening my belt's going to work anymore if I keep this up. So the slight downside, of course, is I got to buy new clothes, but I'll take that over weighing heavier and heavier. You know what I'm saying? I'm more than happy to pay for new clothes if it means buying a smaller size than a larger size. You see where I'm going with that? And that's basically it, guys. You know, I mean, overall, this whole thing I'm trying to do has been going fantastic. I feel great, you know, and I'm definitely am excited to see how it all goes throughout the summer. I am definitely planning on keeping up with this as the summer goes on, okay? And, you know, probably sometime in the fall maybe, or if I happen to make any videos like this in between for different reasons, maybe you'll see further results. And, I mean, as of right now, I'm seeing results, and hopefully you will again in the future. And it's been going very well so far. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.